Juggernaut.
Hello there and welcome to another video. It's been a little while since I've done one of these kind of off the cuff videos, just commenting on a few bits of gaming news. And what bigger gaming news is there apart from E3 this week? And we're a few days in at this point, and there have been a lot of new tidbits of information, some great announcements, and I thought I would cover my opinions on what we've learned so far. So I'm going to break it down on a per show basis. So feel free, I'm going to put annotations down below so that you can skip to the minutes where I'm going to talk about the system that most interests you, or by all means feel free to watch the whole thing just like I did throughout the E3 conferences. So I'm going to start with Microsoft. So, Electronic Arts, let's get all of the major stuff out of the way. Story modes are coming to EA Sports video games. FIFA, Alex Hunter is coming back in FIFA 18. Madden has the long shot gameplay mode where you guide this guy, I've forgotten his name, but you guide this guy from rags to riches on the NFL grid, and basically do the same as you would do in FIFA. And in NBA Live 18, which is returning this year, there is the one mode, which is exactly the same as FIFA's mode and Madden's mode and everything post NBA 2K, I think it was. I'm not sure. One of those NBA 2K games. Maybe 2K8, maybe 2K9. I know Spike Lee did one, and that was 2K13. That might have been the first one, but hey ho, EA has got some catching up to do, and they are bringing it home after the success of FIFA 17 story mode last year. They are bringing it to FIFA, they're bringing it to, yeah, pretty much all of their major sports franchises. Speaking of major sports franchises, where is NHL? Yeah, I don't know either. Anyway, that's the main bit of FIFA out of the way. Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be the front and centre mascot of FIFA 18 this year. There's going to be a Ronaldo edition of FIFA that's going to cost a merry fuck ton. But yeah, it's the same old. More interestingly though, Star Wars Battlefront 2 seems to be rectifying all of the mistakes made by the original game, you know, by actually adding a campaign, making the multiplayer varied, adding free DLC, so all major DLC downloads are going to be for free. That includes maps and characters. You will be able to pay separately for skins, but all of the major add-ons are going to be free for everybody, so that they don't segregate their audience basically and limit multiplayer, which is absolutely amazing. I think that's the way forward for DLC. I can't remember the amount of times that I've not gone for a DLC package and then couldn't play the game anymore because all of the new DLC is added into the roster and the rotor of maps, and it was a pain in the ass. So I'm so pleased that EA have decided to do this. What else was shown at E3? There wasn't a great deal. It was mostly focused on Star Wars. We saw this awesome multiplayer match of the Rush mode, basically. It's just like Battlefield's Rush mode, where you had a gigantic map, and essentially you've got stronghold points that you need to either defend or attack, and once those defenses have been destroyed, you move on to the next one until you get to the nucleus of your base or the opposition's base and destroy it. That includes on the ground combat, it includes airborne combat, it includes vehicular combat, with a wider range of heroes than we've ever seen before in a Battlefront game. Darth Maul's playable. You can play as commanders now, which buff your teammates. You can ride animals. You can, yeah, it just looks phenomenal. Graphically, it looks spectacular. Gameplay wise, it looked amazing, and it seemed to run very smoothly without a drop in frames. Looked really, really good. Another game that looked really, really good, Need for Speed Payback, or the Fast and the Furious, the video game, basically. It takes the Need for Speed racing game, and adds a story campaign that's very reminiscent of the Vin Diesel series. It looks a little bit cheesy, but cheesy's good, cheesy's fun, and it looks like there is going to be a great deal of fun to be had with Need for Speed Payback. Also, what else seems to be fun? The game that has piqued my interest most out of the entire EA conference was A Way Out. This game is a co-op only experience. It's designed for couch co-op, although you can play it online, but you can only play it in cooperative mode. The idea is that you control one of two prisoners who have to arrange a prison breakout. Now, each of these prisoners has their own reason for wanting to break out, and they control completely separately from each other, but they do come together for certain elements. So say, for example, one character is watching a cutscene, maybe they're new to the prison, while the other player is watching the initiation from a different viewpoint, maybe trying to break through a piece of machinery to use it as a tool for later on for escape. It looks like it has a lot of potential. It looks really, really exciting, and graphically it looks pretty cool. And the idea, the concept behind it, well, we haven't seen anything quite like it before. It reminds me a little bit of Army of Two, but that's purely because it's a co-op game more than anything. But yeah, the alternating between cutscene on one side and the screen as well. It's not just a split screen where it's straight down the middle here on the camera. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, one side could be fully shifted over. One side could be just, I don't know, maybe a little box like this on the side. The focus changes between these characters all the time. Looks really, really cool. They announced that Battlefield 1 will be getting its first major expansion pack in the Name of the Tsar, where you get to play as female Russian assassins. More Battlefield cannot be a bad thing. It's a good campaign. There's going to be a lot of stealth and a lot of assassination involved, so it won't all be guns a-blazing. There will be up close and personal combat too. Yeah, it looks very, very good indeed. The biggest draw for me, though, even bigger than the almighty Star Wars Battlefront 2, was Anthem. They announced at the beginning of that, at the end of the show, that Anthem is a brand new IP from BioWare that's coming out, designed for the what is now known as the Xbox One X. So it uses the most up-to-date visual techniques to make a striking visual package. They showed a teaser and it looked really, really, really cool. Really, really, really impressive. Really, really, really interesting. And we do get to see that in another conference that I will talk about soon. Anyway, that was the end of the E3 conference. There weren't very many surprises there. However, the story modes in sports games are welcome. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is very welcome in my library indeed. I can't wait to play that later in the year. And Anthem, whenever that eventually comes out, will have my money waiting for it on day one.